Love the energy. I love the fight.
This is Trailblazer Football and the Paul Peterson Coaches Show.
Love what we're doing.
And hi there, everybody. Welcome to the Paul Peterson Coaches Show. Rod Zundel here, the head coach of Utah Tech. Paul Peterson joining us. Utah Tech coming off a tough place to play Saturday afternoon in Springfield, Missouri, losing to Missouri State. Now they get ready for Colorado State Saturday evening in Fort Collins. And Coach, coming off a big win at Northern Arizona, you wanted to keep the momentum going, but you ran into a team that was 0-2, but that record was deceiving. They were really good.
Yeah, they were good. Their quarterback's playing at a high level, and he seemed to find the open guy a lot. We had a hard time getting off the field on defense, and you know, when we had some opportunities, I know we'll watch some film here in a minute, but when we had some opportunities, we didn't capitalize on it early, you know, didn't necessarily like the way we finished, but our guys are working hard. It was a great venue. There's a lot of people there and a good football team. Tip my hat to those guys. They did a good job.
Yeah. The game against Northern Arizona, you had 5 takeaways, and that trend continued the first drive of the game for Missouri State. They turned the ball over, and you had a chance to capitalize on it, but couldn't get it done. If we can go see the highlights there on the couple of quick turnovers of this game.
Yeah, you know, taking advantage of a miscue at the snap at Sam Kanonata. And poor Sam, he hurt his knee a little bit later in that game. But, you know, we had a chance to be able to take a shot. I think this is the second play from scrimmage for us after the turnover, just off the outstretched hand of Ricky Johnson. You know, just a little bit too much. It was a little windy throughout the game. I don't think it affected us, but maybe affected that throw a little bit there. But
next play, though, after 3 and out, next play for them?
Yeah, they were running some shallow crosses on us. Did a really good job. Amari Duncan sticks his hat right on the ball here. You can see it pop out, but good job tackling it off and forcing another turnover, so we get another opportunity. So defense did a really good job early, and we didn't capitalize. I think we got a first down on the first play and then sputtered out in the drive, but so it was a little bit frustrating.
Yeah, so 2 turnovers for the Bears in the first 2 minutes of the game. You weren't able to capitalize. Do you think that kind of changed the momentum? Because you're saying, oh, last week we converted every turnover into points, but now we got 2 turnovers in the first minute and nothing to show for it.
No, and I just think the way the game was going, they were getting some big chunks off offensively, and we just needed to kind of settle down and stop them and maybe hold them to some field goals and give away some of these bigger plays. And offensively, just took us a long time to get going. It seemed like there was a time where we were, I think it was 28-14, opportunity to get a stop on a long run, and they end up going all the way across the field and they end up scoring on that drive where we got a 2-score game going into halftime, had to potentially do that, and then we're getting the ball at halftime. So we weren't out of it in the first half. They'd scored a lot of points, but we were still in that game. We just we didn't respond very well to the adversity that we need to better.
They went up 2 touchdowns on a tip ball that returned for a pick 6. But then you guys, down 14, you guys came back, put a good drive together, and then you're thinking, okay, you know, we cut the lead to 14-7. Started looking pretty good. The 2 drives in the first half for scores, you're saying, okay, we're coming back. We're not giving up.
Yeah, we can hang with these guys. This is a good shot. You know, we chart how many times we take a shot down the field, and Kobe does a really good job of putting a ball here for Keith Davis, and Keith making a really good contested catch. You know, Ty, I don't know if everybody knows this, but Ty goes to the offense here if both guys have the ball. And so he goes down with the ball, and once he hits the ground, it's our ball. And the very next play, a really good job here, and Ronnie Walker's able to get in the end zone. So good bang, bang. And that's what our offense likes doing. We like having a big play and sparking, and we usually score when we have a big play.
Good seals by your lineman there, too.
Yeah, really good pull by Bio, doing a really good job here. And you know, you can see down here downfield, blocking really well, got the run game going a little bit later.
You're down 28-7, then you put another drive together to get back into it. And Chris Street, he got a lot more touches.
Yeah, we'll see Chris a little bit later on the show. He added a little spark to us. He was our offensive player of the game. Did a really good job keeping his pads low. You see about getting his head ripped off here, but able to keep his eyes downfield and make a play, hurdling dudes. And, you know, he's earned the right to get a couple more touches in the game.
And then this doesn't happen very often. You got Kobe going under center.
Yeah. This is the first time we showed QB sneak, good push up front with the guys, and Kobe was able to sneak in there, getting into a 2-score game at this point.
Chris Street, 10 carries, 63 yards, his best game as a Trailblazer since transferring from Cal. 28-14 at this point. You basically had them stopped on third down. And then, kind of a freak play, reverse course, and
they got a silly,
got down inside the 20.
Well, they were 2nd and 26 and ran a ball to the sideline. We had them corralled. It was going to be 3rd and 30. We liked that down a distance, obviously, for us. And couldn't tackle him. He ends up reversing field and getting all the way to the 10. They end up scoring. So that was a little bit frustrating. I think that could have been a good drive stopper for us to get us some more momentum and maybe score again and then get the ball at half, like I said before.
But even with that, when they went up 35-14, you came right back again, and you had a chance to get in the red zone, but couldn't hang on to a ball, and then you had to turn it over on downs.
Yeah, we had a few drop passes that we're out in practice. I told our guys at halftime, that's all we do is play catch, and to have, I think we had 4 or 5 drops in the game. That's going to stall any offense, so that's not good.
So the second half, you had the ball coming out of the third quarter and threw a pick. They came back and scored. Then it kind of got away from you, and you had to kind of just get after it and try a few things that you normally probably wouldn't try.
You're down that much. You kind of get out of the rhythm of offense, get away from the run maybe a little bit, and start trying to take some shots down the field when they're not there.
Towards the end of the game, the final 5 minutes, Andy Day, your punter, he had a great day, averaging over 40, 45 yards per punt, but he got a chance to show off some speed on the fake punt here. The first time you run a fake punt this year.
We're trying the rugby punt, and we saw him film. They like holding up and trying to get a return, and so Andy's got the run punt option. I said a different RPO, I guess. He can run it there if they have the edge sealed, which our guys did a good job. And I told Andy plays rugby. I said, you know what, it's okay to cut up field right there. Don't be scared to take a hit.
Your two guys, the big guy hit his teammate, the smaller guy, and sent him down there.
That's kind of how the game went.
Yeah, but just late in the game really had no effect on the outcome. But that kind of gives Colorado State and future opponents saying, okay, this guy can do that in the future. And so they may not be able to take many chances like they would otherwise if they didn't see that play.
For sure, they got to slow it down a little bit. Coach Hall's done a really good job. The game before, we saw something, and we want to do an onside kick against NAU. We didn't end up executing, but it was close. We saw something we liked, and then we're able to execute that. I think, he's done a good job of putting some game plan. We see something that they're going to give us. We're going to try and take advantage of it.
Okay, before we put Missouri State, to sleep and put it away into the old vault, it didn't go the way that you wanted to after a big momentum win at Northern Arizona. And by the way, Northern Arizona beat Montana, one of the top teams in the Big Sky. That was a shocker too. So that's even more impressive that you went on the road and got that win too, but you weren't able to keep the momentum. So first couple of days of practice, how have your guys responded knowing that they let the momentum get away from them a little bit?
Yeah, it's kind of like we got our back against the wall. There's no other option, right? You got to show up. You got to execute at a high level, which we didn't. We got to do the fundamentals the very best we can to give us a shot. We got to block well. We got to tackle well, and some of those little things that are showing up on film. Little element of toughness I thought the second half that we lacked that we need to get. So we're hoping our senior leadership shows up and gives us a chance against a really good Colorado State football team. We've got one home game in the first 5, and they're all very challenging opponents. If we're the dumbest team in America if we don't grow from these games coming up into our conference.
I saw on social media one of the so-called experts of the United Athletic Conference teams, the toughest schedule and the FCS toughest schedule. We were nowhere to be found. And I'm thinking, okay, we played the second, third best team in the country, a top 15 in the country in FCS, and then a Missouri team that had lost to Kansas and another good team, 0-2, but they're better than their record. And then that's a pretty tough schedule.
Yeah, nobody cares. I tell our team that all the time.
But
nobody cares. They're going to look at that. We know that. We know we're playing a challenging schedule. But like I said, if we're not growing from these teams, we want to get there. We want to be a playoff team. These teams we're playing are playoff teams or bowl teams.
Even though your record doesn't show it, do these first 3 or 4 games, can you see how they're going to help you when conference play begins next week against Stephen F. Austin?
Yeah. They have to. They have to. I think we've like I said, played some really good teams, and if we don't grow from that, we're in trouble. But I know our teams responded well today in practice and responded well. We had a really good Monday team meeting, and the players had a players only meeting. They want to win, and they're competitive, and they don't like that feeling either. So something's got to give, and we're going to find the best guys that'll give us the best chance to win, and guys are showing up. So I'm excited for this game, obviously, to play a BCS team or a team that's on the rise, I think, a little bit. They played a couple good teams, and it'll be fun for our guys to be in an atmosphere like that. And then rock and roll into conference.
Those players-only meetings, it's interesting to see what happens and how they react coming out of that. So, and we'll talk to a couple of players coming up. We're going to take a break. We'll talk with running back Chris Street and offensive lineman Alex Foster. That's when we come back on the Paul Peterson Coach Show as we get ready for Colorado State this weekend.
He's on the 30-yard line, the 20, the 10.
You wouldn't want an incomplete football game. So why use a website with incomplete listings of Southern Utah properties? SouthernUtahRealEstate.com is the most complete, most accurate, and most comprehensive property search in Washington County. Because we're not focused on everything, just on the part that we like the best. Find your Southern Utah home at SouthernUtahRealEstate.com.
Finley Hyundai, committed to high-quality service and sales for local drivers. Stress-free car buying guaranteed.
Got a project at work or around the house? Well, think Bucks Ace Hardware. Think Bucks for all the top brands like DeWalt, Milwaukee, and Stihl. Plus, Bucks has the best sporting goods department. You've got to see their gun department. It's stocked with a great selection of guns and ammo and accessories. 2 locations at the Dino Crossing in St. George or State Street in Hurricane.
We love giving back to our community, and over the years, we have provided vehicles for families in need, supported local charities, and helped train our first responders. Dealer Collision, your place for collision repair.
Local media has the biggest impact on your daily life. It's what's around you, what matters. And at Canyon Media, our goal is to deliver the very best in local entertainment, news, and media. From our award-winning radio stations like 99.9 Coney Country to Southern Utah's #1 source for local news, St. George News, Canyon Media, here for you.
It's any card for the win right now at Mountain America Credit Union, which means it's time to score some cash. Simply tap, swipe, or click checkout with any Mountain America debit or credit card to be entered into a weekly giveaway for up to $500, now until September 30th. Visit macu.com/anycard to learn how to earn extra entries or to open a new account today.
All right, welcome back to the Paul Peterson Coaches Show. Utah Tech getting ready for Colorado State this Saturday evening. Kickoff at 5 o'clock, pregame at 4 o'clock on Trailblazer Sports Vision and the Fan Radio Sports Network. Joining us now, running back Chris Street. Welcome. Alex Foster, the offensive lineman. Guys, thank you. All right, he brought it up, players-only meeting. I know you don't want to talk about it, but what's the feeling out of that players-only meeting that you guys can take and improve on this Saturday?
I feel like the feeling is really more solidarity between the team. We kind of get all the issues that we think we have out there and address them, right? We want to move forward and we want to be better. So I think it brings us closer together as a team, just being real, being vulnerable and honest with each other.
And Alex, how did that players only, how do these meetings come about? Do you have a leadership council? Do you have somebody that said, hey, we need to get together and we need to talk about this now?
So yeah, like our leaders, our captains, they come together and they kind of just, get the entire team together and say, hey, like this is what we need to fix, this is what went wrong and this is what we're going to do to go forward so we can fix what's, so we can have a good rest of the season. So whoever wants to take this question, momentum was built up in the NAU game, and it's even more of an impressive win on the road in Flagstaff after what they did to Montana and beating Montana. But then you go to Missouri State. You think, okay, let's build on this. It didn't go that way. So how have you been able to rebound, and not just the players only meeting, but in practice and just the feeling right now, trying to come back and prove yourself again?
It's all about focusing on the little things. Executing the little things, that was a big topic of focus, is doing the little things right and really supporting each other. That's also a big thing we're focused on, and just executing in practice. High-level practices is how we get ready for the game. So these days are important, and the game comes fast. The game comes fast during the week, so practices just go by just like that. So.
Yeah, Alex, we're getting almost to the halfway point of the season already. So, what's the mood with the big boys up in front?
Our our mood is, we got to keep on going. Like we can't let the outcome of a game, dictate the next game. We just have to focus on the process of getting better, this week and get better the next week after that, and not just focus on the results solely.
Chris Street, running back, Alex Foster, offensive lineman. And Chris, you had your most touches since transferring from Cal and a Trailblazer, 10 carries for 63 yards. Just talk about the momentum that you picked up and the confidence that coach is getting in you to give you the ball more often.
I just want to play my game, my brand of ball. Just got to wait for my opportunity, and I had an opportunity, and I wanted to take full advantage of it. So I just wanted to showcase, my talents and improve myself. So. Yeah,
and Coach, you talked about this before the season started. Chris doesn't go down like Ronnie Walker Jr. either. He doesn't go down on the first hit.
Yeah, they're different running backs. Ronnie's going to fall forward, big, strong guy, and Chris has got a little wiggle to him, and he can jump a little bit.
Just were you a hurdler in high school, Chris?
No, but my mom was. My mom was.
Oh, really? Okay, she taught you that hurdle then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So just talk about getting into the action more, and now you're starting to get in kind of a tempo and a rhythm and all that kind of stuff. Had to feel good for you to be able to have that kind of play last Saturday.
Absolutely. It felt good. It felt good to just kind of get back into it. It felt natural. Nothing felt unnatural about being in that space. I felt like I was at home because, I've been playing football for a while now, so it felt good to get back out there with my boys running behind Alex in the front line.
And Alex and the guys gave you some pretty good holes there, too.
Absolutely. They're fighting all game long. I love the passion, even late into the game. I think more of that is going to be needed from the whole team, but just the fire that they brought is going to carry us as soon as everyone buys in.
And Coach, talk about Chris. You transfer out in the transfer portal from Cal. You're expecting big things, and he's starting to really show you why you wanted to bring him here.
Yeah, we got really good competition in the running back room right now, and just like he said, when he got his opportunity, he was ready to go. And so there's only a certain amount of carries and plays. And you kind of, it's like a market share.
Yeah.
You know what that means? You know what that is?
I do, yeah.
He's getting more of his share. Of the share, of the 100%. Now he's going to get more touches, and he's definitely earned it. So excited to see what he can do, get him to the next level.
Yeah, and Alex, you only gave up one sack as a team, and that came in the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game. So you're protecting Kobe well, not getting a lot of hits on him, so that's good. And then guys like Chris and Ronnie being able to open it up. You had, 144 yards rushing, one of your better days of the year. So just talk about the offensive line play, because they've kept the quarterbacks pretty clean.
No, yeah, that's our goal at the end of the day. We want healthy quarterbacks, and the only way we can do that is keep him on his feet and not let him get hit as much as possible. And so just by making sure that we are focused on the pressures and making sure we win our one-on-ones is going to be able to make sure we do that.
Coach, when you look at this video, he's turning guys exactly where you want them to be turned.
Yeah. Am I supposed to be surprised?
No, but I'm saying, that's kind of what
he does a good
teach
job,
them, and they do it.
Your left tackle's got to be a dude.
Yeah.
Big Al's the man. And he's been steady for us this whole time, and I'd like to see him get a little angry out there.
Is he too nice?
He's a little soft spoken. I don't think nice is the right word, but he'd turn on a little nasty,
He needs
start
to get
jumping on some dudes.
Tie hide in him a little bit.
No personal fouls. Ty's on my poop list right now. We got to get those personal fouls out. But yeah, dumping dudes, but he's got all the ability, and he's worked tremendously hard since coming off his mission a few years ago, and we're proud of the progress that he's making. He's right on track and kicking butt for us.
Yeah, so Alex, you're not kind of the guy that gets a little foaming at the mouth and snot bubbles flying out. You're not that kind of guy?
I'm not a really big trash talker. I'm just kind of a quiet person. I kind of just try and do my job. I'm kind of too tired, after the play.
Well, you were a cute kid, and you know how I know that?
How's that?
We have probably our most famous segment of it, the kid picks. Oh. And so let's take a look at Alex here.
I want to pinch your cheeks, dude.
Look at the hat, man. That's styling.
That man's looking good.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Look at the baby.
You've grown a little bit in the shoulders and the arms, the guns, and all that, right?
Yeah, not too much.
This is that.
So anyway, so Oh, look at that. And that was a starvation reservoir just outside of where you grew up, right, in Vernal?
Yeah, we love fishing, so in our family. So.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
I knew I liked you.
Fishing.
Yeah.
We got to teach you how to hold that fish, make it look bigger.
Yeah, how do you think he has all those great pictures? All right, well, not to be outdone, Chris, we've got some kid pics for you as well, and you were a cute kid too.
Appreciate it.
So apparently there's a Sesame Street theme in these pictures, Chris. What's up with that?
I don't know. There was just this obsession, and actually that first picture had a lot of tools for me to learn how to do daily life things like tie shoes and button up a shirt.
Look
but
at this guy.
Elmo was.
Are you an Elmo fan still?
Elmo and Cookie Monster. I was really in between the two. Cookie Monster because I just loved sweets as a kid. And my mom tried to keep me off of them too much because I got a little bit of a problem with that. But it's okay. It's corrected a little bit.
Those are fun pictures, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit more about you guys and where you come from, what you're all about. Alex, let's start with you.
I guess I'm from Vernal, Utah. It's a pretty small town in northeast Utah. I have a twin sister, and she's great. She's just up north going to school right now. But
up north?
Yeah, she's up in Logan right now.
Oh, Utah State?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so
wait, let's talk about your significant other.
Oh, yeah, Cambry.
What?
Cambry, yeah.
He's married.
I got married in May, so that's pretty
congratulations.
Sweet. Thank you.
And what's her name?
Cambry.
Cambry?
Yeah.
Did you meet her here?
I met her through a roommate. She was actually at SUU, and so
luckily I was able to here smart. Yeah, that's a good move by her.
She loved the Trailblazers, and so luckily I got her to convert to be a Trailblazer.
And how long did you know her before the I do's came?
So we had been dating for 18 months at that point.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have you noticed a difference the last 4 or 5, 6 months?
Got a little pep in his step.
Yeah. Has he gained a little weight? Home cooking?
Cook a little more, yeah.
Yeah.
No, she's great.
Okay, so you went to Vernal, and you went to high school for a while, then you transferred, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I was at UN to high school for my first 3 years, and then my senior year I transferred out to Salem Hills, and that's where I finished off.
Salem Hills, that's Will Leota's high school as well, right?
Yeah.
Were you teammates?
Yeah, I was a senior and he was a freshman, so I didn't really know him too much. But we cross paths every once in a while.
Baby.
Yeah. What you're majoring in and all that kind of good stuff?
So I'm in business right now, and then I have a minor in marketing, so it's pretty sweet.
So what do you want to do when your football days are over and you have to get real about a life?
Well, I think right now I'm kind of planning on just going to law school right now, so I think that's kind of where I'm at right now, either maybe business law or injury law.
Okay. So when you tell him to do something, does he have a good rebuttal, like an attorney in law and all that kind of stuff? Has he been using that
he just goes, yes,
skill?
Sir. He knows the law right now. So he just goes, yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So he's a smart guy.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Chris Reed, tell us a little bit about you, where you hail from, and a little bit more about what you're going to do.
I hail from Southern California, a small city called Eastvale. I watched that city grow. It used to be very small. It didn't really have a name at first. It was just known as the other Corona, which is a nearby city. I majored in sociology. My mom was my lady. My mom was she's my rock. She's my rock. She took care of me. I grew up with her, and she just made me into the man that I am right now with my 2 older brothers as well. After college, I wanted to go to the NFL.
Sure.
That's a goal,
Sure.
But I do have a fallback plan just in case that doesn't work.
That?
And that is to be an occupational therapist, or maybe I'll go into a little bit of media, maybe start a YouTube channel or something like that. I've been told I got like the personality for that a couple times.
So we need to put you to work on Trailblazer Sports Vision a little bit, don't we?
Yeah. I like to be in front of the camera a little bit.
Paid, though.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I'm pretty much working for free. So your mom, you mentioned that she was a hurdler?
Yeah. So my mom was an athlete in high school. She told me she did all kinds of sports, volleyball. She just kind of wanted to try everything. So also her father was also an athlete. So we have a little bit of athletic genes, and my 2 older brothers, they're also a little buff and stocky. Kind of help from them, but as the youngest, of course, I have to grow up and be the biggest and the strongest.
Of course you do, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I was the youngest. Were you the loudest too?
You're not the strongest, though.
No, I was the only basketball player. They were wrestlers.
Right.
Okay, and I always had to figure out when you're the youngest. I don't know, where do you fit in?
Me, I'm the youngest.
You're the youngest? And you had to be louder if you had older brothers, because that's the only way you could get noticed.
Yeah, or just just punch him in the stomach since I was there's quite a gap between yeah. There's quite a gap. There's like a 7-year gap, so you know you're hitting the good old hit and runs. You know, I think that's where I got a little bit of speed from. You know,
I got you. So you went to Cal, and then you transferred to Utah Tech. Why come to St. George?
Because I felt like I was a little stagnant at my previous institution. I felt like the wheels were spinning and I kind of needed a fresh start. So I wanted to bet on myself, and I put myself into the portal, and Utah Tech was a place where I saw that I could grow and spread my wings a little bit. So I just wanted to develop the skills so that I can get to the NFL. So that's my end goal. That's my #1 goal.
Sure.
So I plan on building the skills and putting more tools in my tool belt to get there.
And Coach, we've been hit by the transfer portal heavily from last year.
Talking about it.
But the transfer portal also give it because you get guys like him and Ronnie Walker Jr.
Yeah, transfer portal is really interesting. You know, we talked about it a little bit ago, but just seeing where the best fit is. If they feel like it's not a good fit here and what we're trying to do and grow, then maybe hop on. But guys like Chris, who've been in some good places and can see that this is a good place to be and that they're being successful here. I've had a couple guys, I won't say any names, but a couple guys that aren't getting very many snaps and they've transferred. You're gonna play here and get a chance to really showcase what you can do against some good teams. So.
Yeah. Well, one of those guys is going to be playing this week at Colorado State.
He's not. Well, maybe.
Yeah. And you'll have to realize, he said, let's not talk about it. As a member of the media, you're still going to talk about it no matter what the coach says. So I'm just, so you got to get that already. Just don't do it while you're playing for him. That's it. All right, we're going to take a break. The Paul Peterson Coach Show will come back. We'll take a look at what we can expect from the Rams of Colorado State. That's when the Paul Peterson Coach Show comes back.
He's on the 30-yard line, the 20, the 10.
You wouldn't want an incomplete football game. So why use a website with incomplete listings of Southern Utah properties? SouthernUtahRealEstate.com is the most complete, most accurate, and most comprehensive property search in Washington County. Because we're not focused on everything, just on the part that we like the best. Find your Southern Utah home at SouthernUtahRealEstate.com.
Finley Hyundai, committed to high-quality service and sales for local drivers. Stress-free car buying guaranteed.
Got a project at work or around the house? Well, think Bucks Ace Hardware. Think Bucks for all the top brands like DeWalt, Milwaukee, and Stihl. Plus, Bucks has the best sporting goods department. You've got to see their gun department. It's stocked with a great selection of guns and ammo and accessories. 2 locations at the Dino Crossing in St. George or State Street in Hurricane.
We love giving back to our community, and over the years, we have provided vehicles for families in need, supported local charities, and helped train our first responders. Dealer Collision, your place for collision repair.
Local media has the biggest impact on your daily life. It's what's around you, what matters. And at Canyon Media, our goal is to deliver the very best in local entertainment, news, and media. From our award-winning radio stations like 99.9 Coney Country to Southern Utah's #1 source for local news, St. George News, Canyon Media, here for you.
It's any card for the win right now at Mountain America Credit Union, which means it's time to score some cash. Simply tap, swipe, or click checkout with any Mountain America debit or credit card to be entered into a weekly giveaway for up to $500, now until September 30th. Visit macu.com/anycard to learn how to earn extra entries or to open a new account today.
65. Hey, there we are. Welcome back to the Paul Peterson Coaches Show. All right, Saturday at 5 o'clock kickoff in Fort Collins against Colorado State. Let's take a look at some of their highlights. They got their first win. They lost to Washington State, open up, and they lost to Deion Sanders, Colorado State. And Middle Tennessee State last week, they got their first win. This guy right here, former BYU tight end, Dallin Hoker, he had 11 catches, 112 yards.
They do a really good job trying to find ways to get him the ball. Probably half of those catches are on some screens that they like doing with him, but he's good getting it open, and he's a big physical guy. This is what we got to do. We can't give him the extra yardage after the catch. I think this is Holt right there.
Yeah.
But you got to get him down on that first hitch route to get him down. But like I said, they're going to find ways to get their playmakers the ball, and we got we got to make some plays.
And this
better,
is one of them, Tony Horton. He had 10 catches, so 21 catches between two guys.
Yeah, you said it during the break. I think if he can keep an eye on those guys and force them to drive the ball. The quarterback's not the starter at the beginning of the season, but he came in late in the Washington State game and did a good job for them, and so they've been riding with him. But he can play, but he still learning.
They had to have a defensive touchdown and an offensive score late in the fourth quarter to get the win. But with the couple offensive guys here, Middle Tennessee State put up 180 yards rushing, 430 yards total offense. So. Bodes well. Hopefully you can get the running game going a little bit.
Absolutely.
That's what you need to do, right? And you need to open up the holes and keep the quarterback clean.
100%, yeah.
Okay, so it's going to be fun. What is it like to go to an FBS school and play in a place like Colorado State?
I believe it's just a golden opportunity. I mean, I'm sure they look at this FCS school like we're just some chumps, but we have the opportunity.
We're not chumps.
We're not. They're not. I know. Yeah, but they might view us like that, and we just have the golden opportunity to punch them right in the mouth.
Yeah.
Right in the mouth, and surprise them. All we got to do is play our brand of football together and forward. Yeah.
And FBS school, you expect them to be bigger, stronger, faster, but that's not all necessarily the case. You guys got your challenge for you in the trenches, but Missouri State was bigger than you guys. As far as weight goes, and you handled them pretty well.
No, yeah, 100%. Like at the end of the day, like there's a famous quote, we all put on pads the same way, and at the end of the day, they're just guys too, and we just have to play our brand of football, and if we have good technique and good posture, there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to protect the quarterback and open up gaps.
Back in the day, the saying was a little bit different than that.
Was there a swear word in there?
No.
Oh. Put our pants on the same way.
Kinda.
Jockstrap.
Yeah, you go.
I knew you were that old.
That's when we had plastic helmets.
Yeah.
So, and you were kind of back in the day. 5 o'clock kickoff in Fort Collins. 4 o'clock pregame right here on Trailblazer Sports Vision. Also on the Fan Radio Sports Network. Then we'll have the game on the Fan as well. So, final word, Coach.
Let's go, man. It's a big challenge. Fun for our kids. Great opportunity to showcase. They got a little chip on their shoulder. And whole plan is get better. We got to get better and show that we just keep stacking them and keep building it. And anytime that we're giving our best effort and taking care of the little things, we're going to like the outcome. So that's the goal.
Chris and Alex, thanks for coming in and have fun on Saturday. Let's get win number 2.
Thank you.
Cookie Monster and Fishing Man.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you again next Tuesday night on the Coaches Show, and then we'll see you at 4 o'clock for the pregame from Fort Collins, Colorado. Good night, everybody.
We got to do this.
Yeah.
Good job.